First time we'll get to see Snohomish against the full court pressure of the Lady Falcons. Quickly up and easily broken. Little wraparound pass stolen there by Keogh. And Midori will yo-yo dribble across the timeline now. Into the corner, down to Hamilton, now out top to Campbell. Midori once again with it. Keogh dunks in at Sabin. Excuse me, that's Sabin Keogh. Midori McElwee will bring the ball out, the point guard. And this Woodinville team attacking the basket early. There's the shot by Gable. It is good, a three.
Nice, got it off the offensive rebound and really got it done there.
Seems like Woodinville a very scrappy team. Certainly not a lot of height on that team, but they are a scrappy bunch. Has been evident not only with right off the bat with the tip, the jump ball to start the ball game. It was kind of bounced around a little bit, and I think it was just sheer will. Woodinville got the basketball.
Yeah, they got the offensive rebound on the offensive end, and then just got the awarded the hustle out of bounds play, and things are starting off well for Woodinville.
Of course, right back into that full court pressure, and then on the other end, a turnover by Snohomish, and Woodinville will get to come right back down with the leather and a 5-point lead, and we're only a minute underway here. I hope that Snohomish, after the timeout by Ken Roberts in his 14th season at the helm, will settle his squad down a little bit and get him back in into some defensive rhythm.
Yeah.
So now the ball inbounded by Campbell. McElwee with it, with that right hand dribble, being guarded by Armbruster. Now dribble drive by Campbell now. She kicks it out, Gable. Wasting no time, Hamilton goes in, crosses things up, a little stop, hesitation move, changed hands, and went right up with the left.
It was a nice move. Nice spin move, and Woodinville's off to a strong start.
7-0 with 6:26 to go before Snohomish has a single shot attempt. They have not tried for a basket yet. Here's Harwood. We'll set the starters for Snohomish here in just a moment. Callie spins, little left hand. She has a nice move in on McElwee and is fouled. Yeah, that one against Keogh. Sabin Keogh, the senior. All senior starters for Woodinville. And Keogh with her first personal foul sends Callie Harwood to the free throw line. Harwood also a senior, 5'9". Hannah Burnson, Callie Harwood, you just saw there, Madison Pollock, Madeline Smith, and Bailey Armbruster all in the starting lineup for the Panthers.
Shaylee Harwood just checking in for Snohomish.
Shaylee, of course, the younger sister of Callie. And on the board with 2 free throws are Callie Harwood and the Black Cats of Snohomish. And here they come with 6 minutes to go first quarter. 7-2, a very quick, athletic, scrappy lead by the Woodinville Falcons. McElwee now into the tall post down low. And Madeline Smith, I think, disagreed with that foul call.
Woodinville is doing a great job penetrating the defense and really figuring out what defense Snohomish is playing and how to attack it. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Snohomish makes here. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first quarter, and there's work to be done.
Lots of work to be done. Midori with 2 free throws. They are perfect from the free throw line, 4 of 4 now. And now Harwood will bring it in, the younger Harwood. That is Shaylee. Up front goes to Campbell. Campbell down in the corner. Here's is Burnson. And ripped away by Tynan Gable. Underneath, Sabin with the right hand. And you get that much daylight.
Again, Woodinville penetrating the defense, finding the open hole.
11-2. Shaylee running out of bounds, has it knocked clear by Midori, and McElwee will go back and defend the full court pressure once again. They finally get it clear and into the ball game for the first time now for Snohomish. actually back into the ball game, Bailey Armbruster. There's Callie with a little right. Now a kick out to his sister. Here's Shaylee up with her right hand in traffic. A nice runner by the sophomore.
And that's what they need. They haven't had anybody really take control of the game just yet. So, seeing somebody drive and really take control is going to help them.
And almost looks like Woodinville right now is dictating pace without question. There's a long shot, no good. But another offensive rebound. And I think as long as Woodinville's putting the pressure on, they probably will dictate pace. It looks like right now that Snohomish is a bit antsy, especially against this full court pressure. Armbruster. Callie Harwood now kicks it right back out. Thought about the shot. Now a little short corner jump shot, no good. And diving on the basketball is Armbruster. Here's Callie for two. Got it, top of the key. Straight away. Buries it. She's got 4. 4:18 to go first quarter. Campbell. Gable. Cross court to McElwee. They left her wide open in the zone. Found the seam. No good. Gable with the rebound. The kick out. Here's another 3 on the way. Got it. Mackenzie Campbell leading all scorers right now with 7 points and half of this 14-6 lead.
It's hurting them, those second chance points, the hustle points, the second opportunities.
Armbruster for 3, won't pull the string. And McElwee scoots in underneath and pulls down the rebound. Long lead pass and a beautiful one to the left hand. Aaron Hamilton running the lane. Caught a bullet pass on the dime by Midori McElwee, and it is timeout time here at Snohomish High School with the Lady Falcons on top 16-6 early. So if you're head coach Ken Roberts right now talking to your Panthers, Corey, you're down 10 early and you're not running the court well, what else do you talk about in the huddle?
Defense. They need to clamp down on defense, just intensity overall on the offense and defensive side of the ball. They've been getting outplayed by Woodinville, and Woodinville's been strong and competitive throughout the whole game. So, they're going to have to find somebody to step up and really take charge to maintain their competitive nature throughout the rest of this game.
And you also notice that Woodinville has not yet substituted anybody in, so it'll be interesting to see, especially in a holiday-style tournament where you've taken a couple of days off, what wind is going to be like for these gals here. Woodinville having, right now, not showing necessarily the deepest of benches, but are certainly out hustling the Panthers.
And Woodinville, it looks like, is a much smaller team. They're just, nice hustle, good speed.
Long shot, no good by Campbell, and here comes Snohomish now. Pollock bringing the ball up under Gable pressure. Over to Harwood. Harwood has Keogh guarding. They dump it down into the big. Here's Smith, turns, kick out now to Harwood, no good. And another rebound. And Campbell, Mackenzie Campbell, the senior, has been doing darn near everything. She's there for rebounds. There's the kick out and the shot, no good by Gable. And an offensive foul over the top. On the rebound.
A little too aggressive, but, stay with it. They're playing real well. Woodinville looks like a strong team so far.
Now we've got our first substitute of the night and a timeout to follow that. I believe Woodinville bringing in number 3, Emily Spencer, a sophomore, 5'6". And we got the timeout before we were able to determine who she will replace. But Woodinville, under head coach Scott Bullock in his 7th season, King Coach of the Year in 2010 and 2011. They had a couple of good runs back in those years.
They did. Finished real well within the conference and
state contenders, and had a good run deep to 2011, 2012. Got 6th in the state. And right before that, a 5th in the state in 2010, 2011. So Woodinville used to winning. They have that winning breeds winning attitude, and here's a steal, and yet again another turnover as Emily Spencer comes right back into the ball game after the timeout and herself useful getting the steal, but then can't quite find the handles, and it's a turnover also. Stolen away, and there is Spencer once again. 2 steals and as many trips up the court. You can see why the sophomore's on the varsity. There's the right hand by an aggressive Mackenzie Campbell, heading right down Broadway. Virtually untouched until she got to about 2 yards in the paint there, and the foul against Callie Harwood, her first personal, the team's third. And again, free throws. Wow.
Keith, real impressive. Even the bench comes in strong. They have a lot of energy coming off the bench. Great defense by Emily Spencer, and it's looking good for Woodinville so far.
Another free throw for Campbell. And Woodinville, that is your leader right there. You got to look out for Mackenzie Campbell. 9 points today. And Callie Harwood will take a seat there before the free throw, and here comes Campbell once again up with the left. Can't make it fall, can't finish, and Smith rips down the rebound. Now long lead pass up to Burnson. And there's that aggressive play, the defensive splendor of Emily Spencer. Boy, I'll tell you what, she comes up, gives you a little reward when you put her in the ball game. She wants to play the game. Here's Smith, turns in against the double team, up with no contact, no foul, and a nice job on defense by Aaron Hamilton of Woodinville. Snohomish into the zone defense now. Here is McElwee. And they go right to Keogh with the shot. And she's been very aware. She knows where she is.
She's been doing a good job finding the holes and helping her teammates find her in open space. And Woodinville is taking full advantage of whatever Snohomish is allowing them right now.
Burnson is able to beat the full court pressure with a pass off to Pollock underneath for 2 to keep it within reason now. 20-18, under a minute to play. First quarter here at Snohomish High School, the Woodinville Lady Falcons and the Snohomish Panthers. And there is Keogh once again, gets right there. She plays almost like she's the post at 5'8".
Yeah, Woodinville does not look like a big team at all. Snohomish easily outsizes them, but Woodinville, what they don't have with height, they definitely make up for the hustle that they're providing, especially the spark off the bench. Emily Spencer's playing real well, and, they look good as a team.
29.4 seconds to go, foul on the floor. And I believe that foul will go against Mackenzie Campbell on the baseline. That is her first, and now we've got a whole host of substitutes for Woodinville, including Rachel Schenk. Aaron Hamilton, of course, in the ball game, trying to get you all the substitutes. And now finally a handoff to Shaylee Harwood, was able to get clear, kick it free. And 13 seconds now down to Smith. Little dump off to Burnson. No, with the left hand reverse. Can't get it to fall. And here comes the Falcons. And as aggressive on defense as they are, there will be a bit of fumble fingers there in the front court or the back court with the substitutes coming in for Woodinville. But after one, a very nice start to start off your Christmas season. 20-8, Woodinville over Snohomish. And we'd like to thank you for watching STSPN.com. Remember, all these tournament games, you can go back and watch them again. They are all archived, all on demand. So if you didn't see the game that you'd like to see, you can also always go back, take a peek at the website. It's all outlined for you right there on STSPN.com. Thanks for being a part of it. Keith Neely, Corey Sullivan at the end of the first quarter, 20-8. The Woodinville Lady Falcons on top of the Snohomish Panthers early on, and right now it's hard to take a deep breath without mentioning somebody from Woodinville playing hard.
They are. They just can't be stopped. Great energy coming from the starters and off the bench. Snohomish really, struggling to find their identity right now, and I think once they figure out what they need to do to slow down Woodinville and, maybe draw a couple fouls, and they'll be fine. But until then, they got to figure out how to stop Woodinville's energy and figure out how to generate some offense.
Have not seen a lot of attempts out of the Snohomish Panthers, that's for sure, and nothing has been easy on the attempts that they have had. And now we've got a blocking foul along the short corner baseline. That will go against Armbruster. That'll be her first personal foul. It'll be on the floor. Into the ball game, Emily Schenk and Madison Ramirez for Woodinville. Here's Spencer. Kicks it out top of the key to the other entrant to the ball game, Keenan Tiersma. And Madison Ramirez, I didn't know if she was trying to put that one up or trying to kick it out. There's a nice crash by Tiersma, and they just seem to be a different ball club. You get a little deep into these Woodinville Falcons bench, and it's just a little less smooth. There's a 3 ball. Gabby Phillips is on the board with 3. And the junior, 5'9", not afraid to pull the trigger off the bench. And there she is again. Can't get it to fall, and
offensive rebound.
Another offensive rebound. Right now, Snohomish, you think right now if you're a coach, call timeout, get them settled down, but they've already done that twice, and it hasn't done anything for them. Harwood to Harwood, now to Pollock. 3, no, left it short. Ramirez with the rebound. Long lead pass in transition to Spencer. No, she walked with the basketball. Beautiful lead pass.
Yeah, they're really getting out and running. Their team is a little sporadic right now, Woodinville, but getting out, running on offense, and forcing a lot of turnovers on defense. They've really come to play today, and they'll be tough to stop if Snohomish can't figure out a way to slow them down.
They're having trouble just bringing the basketball up the court. Here's Shaley now. Right hand, dump pass underneath, has it tipped away. Burtson was the intended receiver, and it goes incomplete. Here's the stop and the pop. Emily Spencer dumps it down underneath. It is another score by Gabby Phillips, who just happens to be in the right place at the right time, and it's 24-8 with 6 minutes to go here in the half. Right now, Woodinville seems to be the much more complete ball team. You're always going to have the 1 and 2 good players on any team at this level, the 3A, 4A level. And of course, these both 4A teams. There's the stop and the pop with 1 second to go on the shot clock. No good, and stolen away now, a foul call. When we get back to it, they always seem to have 1 or 2 really good players on any 4A basketball team, be it boys or girls, but it seems to be the supporting cast.
Yeah.
More times than not, that makes the difference.
Snohomish really needs to get it to their best player, Callie Harwood, and really let her dictate what their offense is going to do. Outside of that, the offense is a lot of turnovers have been created by Woodinville's stout defense, but Snohomish have to find something to remain competitive in this game, as they just give up an easy layup to Rachel Schneck, I believe.
Schenk with 2 on the board for the first time. And again, struggling against the full court pressure. It's almost somewhat panic time. And there's the easy to call carry. Hannah Brunson, the senior, 5'8". And now into the ball game for the first time is Mariah Mock, 5'8" senior. So everybody getting some playing time today as Armbruster gets whistled for a foul. That'll be her second personal foul. And the team's 7th. Now, I think they got it down as 6. That'll be the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have them for 6 also. So that is right. No one-on-one yet. Next one will be the bonus. Here's Ramirez. She'll stop straight away. No good. Great block out underneath by Armbruster. And you got to see a lot more of that if you're going to have success, because the Woodinville Falcons seem to be thriving on offensive boards, and their points on second chances have been many.
Real scrappy.
There's Callie Harwood. She'll put it on the deck. Tries to draw some space, and underneath it goes. Good pass. Right now, Woodinville just too much on any angle.
Yeah, although it was a bad possession, it was a good possession in the end. Callie really found somebody. Somebody was open underneath the basket and, just couldn't convert the field goal. But they need a couple more drives like that, and they'll be all right.
Got how many shots off there? I think as many as you've had in any possession yet. 3, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they got the offensive rebound as well, and, things went well that possession. So if they can get a couple more like that and get a couple easy baskets to fall, they can make a comeback here.
Harwood's 3rd personal foul will send Tiersma to the line to shoot the pair. Actually, 1-on-1. It was on the floor, so there is the first. And I'm impressed right now with the way Woodinville shoots free throws. Obviously something they've taken some pride in because they
haven't had too many flaws in their games.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are 7 for 7 from the line right here. And, of course, that is what a broadcast jinx will bring you. 7 for 8 after the miss. And here comes the right-handed dribble by Pollock into traffic. Tries to find Smith. Now a kick out to Armbruster.
There we go.
Underneath. Shot high off the glass. Won't fall. Smith, the offensive board. No. Fighting for the rebound, and it's a collision along the end line. It'll remain
with the hustle.
Remain Snohomish basketball. And that is so true. You get rewarded. The referees, if there's a question mark on anything, they know who's playing hard. Chances or not, they'll give it to you.
Exactly. I like the team that they have in right now for Snohomish. A lot of hustle. They just got 2 offensive rebounds back-to-back, and, that's in the last 2 possessions, they have 3 offensive rebounds. No points, but, the possessions are getting better, and as the game progresses, hopefully those will turn into points.
27-8 with 3:53 to go here first half. Smith back to top to Pollock. Pollock will stop, create some space. There's an offensive Smith rebound. Has it stripped for a moment. Now we'll get a jump ball. But the space seems to be there more than it was in the first half, or first quarter rather. And I don't know how much of that is just it's a secondary team in there for Woodinville.
It just looks like this team that's in there right now is just more fluid. The first team they didn't really have an identity. They just passed it around, didn't really run any plays. But this team looks like, they're playing real hard and a lot of offensive rebounds and just hustle points and all together.
Shaylee Harwood with a shot, no good, gets her own rebound, and that is like an offensive foul on Shaylee trying to get the offensive board. That'll be her first. And we'll shoot free throws now that we're in the bonus. McElwee checks in for Ramirez there at the last dead ball. And we won't shoot free throws because they'll be given the ball instead. I think that's a wise conference that the referees had just now. McElwee dumps it down to Hamilton, and it's stolen away by Smith. And here comes the 2-on-1 break. We'll see if they can finish it. There's the throw over the top to Mock. She'll go into traffic, bangs it off the backboard, no good. Smith fighting for the rebound. And it is Campbell that comes away for Woodinville. She'll bring it up that right-hand side and set up the offense. Gable and Keogh will check in at the next whistle as Armbruster wrestles Tiersma for a loose ball, and it will stay Woodinville basketball.
It's a nice hustle that I'm seeing out of Snohomish. They just can't get any shots to fall. But definitely the hustle and energy is being brought by the backups here, and it's looking good.
Ellie Flitch will come in for Snohomish, 6'1" sophomore. There is a Keogh offensive rebound, and I think if I had to put a little gold star next to a statistic on this ball game early on, it's offensive glass.
Definitely. Woodinville started on the offensive glass strong, and got a lot of steals, provided a lot of pressure, but I think the tides have turned now, and Woodinville isn't playing as well as they were. Snohomish is playing real well, but they just can't get any shots to fall.
There's a turnover, another turnover by Snohomish. And I think right now you try to get the last 2:49 out of the way, go into the locker room, preach short memory, short-term memory, and come out with a little more fire than you have in this first half if you're Snohomish. There's a Midori McElwee bullet pass into the Snohomish bench for a turnover. And now Snohomish will try to gather things up, and if they have a couple of 2 or 3 good possessions here, they can certainly get some momentum and get back into this ball game. But they're going to have to do it by protecting the basketball. There's an arm buster shot, no good. Kind of forced that up. Smith has the rebound. Long kick out. Pollock has it taken away along the end line, and here comes Gable. Keogh sees the court so well, and that's evidence right there, as Hamilton is rewarded by a nice pass along that left-hand side by Keogh with the dime. And Hamilton has 4. 1:49 to go first quarter. There's another steal in the backcourt. Here's Keogh, right hand. No, can't get it to fall, but all those Woodinville Falcons are running the lane, and Hamilton picks up the miss and puts it back in. She's got 4 points in the last 2 possessions. Shaley into Smith with 1:24 to go in the half. There's the shot blocked again. Mackenzie Campbell. Big old smile as she's whistled for the foul. She thought she had another block. She thought she was 2 for 2 there.
She thought she had the block and the steal. Ref caught her on the wrist, but yeah, some great play being played by Mackenzie Campbell, and as she checks out of the game before the end of the half, and Woodinville is still off to a great start, playing great defense. Hasn't allowed a point in quite some time now, and
starters played most of the first quarter. We thought for a minute there the bench wouldn't be very deep, and perhaps that they would be a bit winded. I can tell you that's not the case. As Keogh heads in, throws up the right hand a bit off balance, and I think that's why she didn't get the call. Smith with the top hand on the basketball. Could have been called a jump ball. Instead, they will give it to Woodinville as Burnson checks back in for the Panthers, replacing Flitch. 31-8 with 56 seconds to go here in the half, and there's a beautiful entry pass and an easy bucket on the bank shot by Aaron Hamilton, who has come alive here in the last 5 minutes or so. Hamilton only had 2 points in that first quarter and now has 8 points, and has done most of her damage in the last few possessions. There's a controversial charge call along this near sideline. Burns in the second personal foul. Phillips will check in for the Falcons, replacing Keogh.
Keogh has had some nice hustle this game.
And sees the court very, very well. And, she's been playing that high post position, notably a 5 spot. There's another block by Smith, the only one with any sense of awareness deep in the hole on defense for the Panthers. And another swat out of bounds with 36.7 seconds to go. And there's another bank shot. That is money. And they feed the hot hand. Aaron Hamilton, 10 points. Got to know where she's at on the court. 23 seconds on the shot clock. About a 2-second differential between the game clock. As Pollock goes in, no good. Smith with the rebound. She'll put it up and in. Madeline Smith finally on the board. The 6'1 sophomore with her first bucket here of the ball game. Hamilton, the way she was feeling, thought maybe she just pulled the string there. No good. In on the runner, Smith kicks it out, and that'll do it first half. 35-10. As Snohomish has really struggled to find any sort of rhythm on offense, only mustering 2 points in the second quarter of play to the 15 of the Falcons. So a little adjustment perhaps going to need to be made in the locker room here at halftime.
At least a little bit, but should be interesting to see what Woodinville and Snohomish come out with to surprise each other in the second half here.
We'll come back after the half and kick off more basketball here at Snohomish High School. The Christmas holiday tournament in full swing here at Snohomish High School. And right now the Woodinville Falcons up 35-10 over the Snohomish Panthers. You're watching STSPN.com. Thanks for being along.
next Wednesday. That's New Year's Day at 7:30 in the evening. Our score here at the half:
that must be the
Woodinville
girls'
35,
game.
Snohomish 10. We'll come
Linwood
back,
number
take a look
one
at
and
the first half
Cleveland number
numbers
one.
right
That's
after
going to be
this
an
timeout.
insane ball game.
Can you hear me well on this?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Okay, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, they're just saying.
Yes.
They were just saying that because they lost a non-league game, must have been to snow or something.
Rachel.
Linwood's number 3 in the state, or number 1 in the state 3A
SCHENK.
girls.
Schenk.
I just picked up a game against number 4, the number 1 4A Cleveland on New Year's Day. Is that what you heard? New Year's Day after New Year's, maybe?
It's Schenk.
Day after. I think it's on the second.
Schenk.
Oh, I'm going to say Schenk.
Shank.
Is it a noun or an adverb? An adjective.
Schenk.
I said schneck.
Let's wait till the end of the third quarter.
Emily Schenk. No. What is it? I put it in here.
Rachel.
Are you cold? I could
Rachel Schenk.
put it in Bill's pockets.
Why did I
could
write
put
down?
it away from
Why
you.
did I write down Emily? Because that's
Okay.
not right.
I'm air cooled.
Did I call her Emily?
No, you didn't. No, I don't think. I don't know. To be honest.
I don't know either.
I hope not.
Problem is my radiator starts to leak, and it's
So I coached Gable,
Thank you, Sherry Weatherby.
Yeah.
I've just been looking.
Tynan,
I've been
who
trying to
just
figure out
shot
who is who.
and I've coached Saban for a little while, not for long, 1 season.
Monroe.
Yeah, some of it you're hurt fine. You
You
miss, you have a bad game. I understand. You're
it's
fine.
all
I'm going to give you
Woodinville,
all
so
sorts
Woodinville
of
Falcons
things, but all the
35,
time.
Snohomish
All
Panthers
the time.
10. Let's take a look at the stats first for Woodinville. They're shooting 13 for 32.
So,
Do you want
yeah.
to go back into the half with?
I don't. When do we go back in,
Any
Todd?
stories?
We're 2 minutes out? Okay.
You want to give a little Kim Frost?
Yeah, we can talk about Kim Frost.
I mean, they don't really need her, but
Welcome back to this STSPN broadcast of Snohomish, the Panthers against the Woodinville Falcons in the holiday tournament. More ball games on the way. Next game for both of these teams, Monroe will be the Falcons' next opponent at 5:45 tomorrow evening, and Everett will be playing the Snohomish Panthers tomorrow afternoon. 2 p.m. is that tip-off. And speaking of the Everett Seagulls, of course, that will be the next broadcast here on STSPN. The Everett Seagulls against the Jackson Timberwolves, and that should be one heck of a ball game, I would imagine, as both of those teams right now coming off some pretty good wins. They've both got very good records, and of course, Everett won the district championship last year, a year ago, and Jackson has yet another Kingma on their team. It seems like they keep coming through, but Kelly Kingma, who has already signed with the University of Washington, is on the Jackson Timberwolves team, and it should be a very, very good ball game between the 3A Seagulls and the 4A Timberwolves. Of course, on this ball game right here, the Lady Falcons have done a lot of damage, and they did it early and often. Midori McElwee with 2 points has run the show up top as the point guard. Hamilton with 10 leads all scorers. Gable with 3 on a nice bucket from the outside on the arc on that right-hand side. Keogh, 2 buckets in the interior, playing big at 5'8" with 4 points. Mackenzie Campbell, 9 points for her. Rachel Schenk with 2 points. Keenan Tiersma with 1, and Gabby Phillips came in off the bench and answered with 5 points of her own. And really, Callie Harwood, the only ball player that was able to get any shots off against this very tough Woodinville defense early. She's got 4, Pollock 2, Smith 2, and sister Shaylee Harwood with 2 points herself as we start the third quarter. And so far, what are your thoughts on this, Corey?
Woodinville, they're doing a great job distributing the ball and getting people involved. And Snohomish, they really just need to find a scorer, just one girl to go to and contribute and find open shooters, something to generate a little bit more offense than the 10 points they got in the first half.
It's hard to generate momentum when you give up a 3 right out of the locker room to Mackenzie Kimball, who's got 12 points so far tonight. Burying the 3 early. Here's Armbruster. Looks in, had a lot of wiggle room, but chose to just stay put out there beyond the arc, trying to find Harwood, and she's getting banged every time that she walks through the key. There's a body on her. And now driving in, short corner jump shot, and a nice one by Bailey Armbruster. She's got 2 on the time now. Armbruster had a couple of good looks. I thought she gave up the 3 early in that possession that she could have easily taken.
Yeah, Snohomish has played a little gun shy. Madeline, she had a couple open shots in the first half that she didn't take down low, and Armbruster starts off this half not taking a wide open 3, and
she gets it on the offensive rebound there. Got 2 offensive rebounds for Snohomish as McElwee can't find a 3, and then the short corner jump shot won't fall. Tynan Gable whistled for her first personal foul as Snohomish brings the ball up again. A man-to-man full court pressure. They are not afraid to run the rest of the way through. There is a stop out at the top. The Snohomish Panthers just seems like they're not really comfortable with the basketball. There aren't a whole lot of Panthers that have that one. And there's an offensive foul, and I think that one was a little bit interesting as perhaps Saban with a bit of a
nice flop
there. Although the referee was on the backside and was looking through Callie Harwood, who picks up her 4th personal foul. And I think right now you just got to let her play at this point in time. She's the one you want to have the ball in the hands of, and I know she's in foul trouble. If it was a little bit different circumstance and you weren't getting blown out, maybe you don't do that. But here's the shot by Harwood.
She seems a little frustrated, so right there it's nice to see her get an easy layup. Playing with 4 fouls, obviously rough, but hopefully she can get something going. And
Keogh with the right hand stops, dribble drives a little bit with the left. It looks like she's favoring that right hand, and they got enough daylight with that hesitation dribble to be able to come right in and drop about an 8-footer. And another dead ball situation by Pollock, who wants to get rid of the basketball quickly. Now to Smith on the right-hand side. Snohomish has 2 league wins. They beat Mount Vernon 49-41. And then back on December 18th, their last game, 52-39.
Nice block there by Madeline Smith. And, on the other end, on the offensive side, I didn't really like her stepping out to the wing. She was out the wing twice in a row. And, the biggest player on the court, she should be down in the post, trying to generate some offense and taking one of their big girls down there to open it up for their guards.
We'll see what offense they employ here. Here goes Saban, left hand. Smith with the rebound, tries the outlet. It's stolen away by Gable. And right now, the Snohomish Panthers not being very patient, especially on the offensive side, but there's an example of how defensive patience can really help you in keeping you from turning the ball over. And there's a bounce off the knee of Mackenzie Campbell, and that will be Snohomish basketball against more full court pressure.
Yeah, Woodinville's done a good job to take them out of their comfort zone and really, they played a little lackadaisical in the beginning of the game, and now they're a little more erratic and definitely outside of their game plan.
And there is a travel along the end line by Burnson. With a very nice job of breaking the press with Snohomish that time. They got a 2-on-1 opportunity and yet didn't get a shot off. And that's kind of typical of the way this ball game's gone so far for Snohomish.
Yeah, they have great plays, but just, can't finish, can't come up with the bucket or, turn it over when they have the opportunity of an advantage.
McElwee with the shot in traffic, draws the foul. And takes a step back to the free throw line. Well, she'll shoot a pair. Bailey Armbruster with her third personal foul. And 2 for the team. Here, third quarter, 4:25 to go at Snohomish High School. The home team Panthers struggling just a little bit here, third quarter. Mustered 8 points in the first. And then only 2, a deuce in the second, and that isn't going to win a lot of ball games. I don't care what level of basketball you're playing.
Yeah, you got to get more points than that.
So there is the shot by McElwee. She has hit everything by the way of the free throw line. That's where all the scoring has come from for her. They really struggle to get the ball up the court again. Snohomish just does not have that dominant guard who is willing to take the game on their shoulders and break this press. And that may haunt them a little bit when they get into league play.
Madison has been bringing the ball up for them, but, when she gets double teamed, she brings the ball up and is a little scared with the ball, but, she just needs to find the open man, calm down a little bit, and get used to bringing the ball up because it doesn't look like anybody else really wants to bring the ball up for them.
Pollock and Smith, as you mentioned, high atop the key. Here's the kick out now. Pollock for the bucket. Shaylee Harwood with the offensive glass. She'll put it back up. Can't get it to fall. Smith one more time. No! As Keogh rips down the rebound, and it's just one misstep and missed shot after another. And there's a travel violation. And Saban wanted to talk about that one just a little bit, and I think she's right. She had the ball cupped. It should have been a jump ball as Gable and Keogh leave the ball game. There's a long pass to absolutely nobody. Actually, Gabby Phillips was right there to corral the basketball. Now she'll kick it out front. McElwee, right hand. Gives away to Campbell, up with the right. No good. She's fouled in the process, and we'll go to the free throw line. So Snohomish is really about one guard away, one good guard away from making this a very competitive ball team. But
what Mackenzie Campbell did right there is exactly what Snohomish is missing. They're missing somebody that, will attack the lane, get people like Kaylee to get into foul trouble, their star players. And, it's when your star players scared of getting that fifth foul, the intensity of their play comes down, and your team's chance to take advantage of that opportunity is just that much greater, and Woodinville's taking full advantage of their game plan.
Well, and the hustle of Woodinville right now is there's not a run to be had. You get 2 buckets here, you get a bucket there, and that's really the critical mass as far as runs go that Snohomish has been able to put together. And until they get 6 points in a row rattled off here, I think the confidence is going to be exactly what it is now, and that's a little shattered. Shaylee Harwood with a bucket. No, not the shot off anyway. And now Pollock will slow things down and back it off and get the offense started once again as Callie Harwood, playing with those 4 fouls, is way out top. And you mentioned having Smith play so far out on the wing and how that was a bit of an oddity, being that she is the biggest player, and you got probably the strongest player on the court in Callie Harwood, and yet she's out top also. Here's Harms Bush, no. A rebound goes to the scrappy Emily Spencer.
Snohomish has had a couple of drives where Callie would get double teamed or get the ball out on the wing, and she's a good player. She can cause that double team and find the open player, and Snohomish just hasn't taken full advantage of that. Somebody needs to get in there, coach, and tell them to run the offense through her or run the offense through somebody. It's just the ball's in too many players' hands and their plays just aren't working right now.
It looks like Snohomish very much is that half-court offense. They require a half-court set to score points. They're not getting a lot in transition right now. They're not even looking to push the ball in transition. And it makes you wonder against a team like this why once they finally do get that set, they aren't going to their strengths, and that is the bigs that they've got underneath. There's a kickball.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they have a set offense and their bigs are out on the wings, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Especially, a lot of their players have been gun shy. So if you're a shooting team or a set team, and your players are afraid to shoot, you have to find offense through somewhere. And what better way to start than through the post?
Of course, this being a non-league game, there is a foul on Spencer. That'll be her. I have her down for 1. I believe that's her first personal foul. But right now, you're struggling to get the ball in. There's Shaylee being guarded by Spencer and bumped one more time. And they've been really good, the referees. One of the emphasis points, we've talked about this on broadcast before, is the hand check. They're not going to allow the defensive guard as much freedom as they've had recently with the way of the hand check and the body bumps and things out top in the backcourt.
And I think that they've done a good job. Woodinville as a team, nearly up 30. They're still playing well. They're not fouling a whole lot and, really just playing the game sound.
Here comes the right hand into traffic. Burnson, no. Can't get it to fall. And then to the deck, a couple of players, including Tara Harms-Bush, falls right to the hardwood and is up quickly. And she will be whistled for the foul. Her first. Snohomish 4 team fouls so far here in the half. A minute 40 left third quarter with Snohomish trailing Woodinville 43-14. And there's a beautiful right-hand scoop shot by Gabby Phillips.
A nice move.
7 points on the day. And you see the difference in space that Snohomish is able to get here on their offensive sets versus the space that Woodinville is able to get as Shaylee Harwood puts in the runner on the right-hand side. She's got 4 points tonight. Only her sister better for the team with 6th. Callie with 6 points. Knocked away. And Shaylee fights off 3 Woodinville Falcons to get the ball clear and then knocked to the deck by Emily Spencer and up with her right hand. She's got a pair, and I don't think.
That could have been a foul.
I don't think any referee. I think they were all turned down court, and I don't think anybody saw it, honestly.
It's impressive to watch Woodinville play with this type of intensity. It's, we're almost through the third quarter, and they're still,
And now a foul on Callie Harwood on a loose ball, and that is her 5th personal foul, and she walks right off the court without question, does not even look at the bench.
And she's a bit frustrated right now.
Has every right to be. Every right to be. It's a tough spot. Being down to a team that you should match up with, body size, body style you should match up with. I think the 5 senior starters show why experience is so important in this basketball game because they're able to come out early, had complete confidence in not only their ball handling but their defense, which showed. And Snohomish, who has a lot of underclassmen, they're playing a couple of sophomores. They started 2, Madison Pollock and Madeline Smith. Madison Pollock and Madeline Smith, both sophomore starters, both 6'1", one bringing the ball up. Perhaps just a little shaky because they haven't been out on a varsity level for a lot of minutes prior to this.
There's always that fear that coach will bench you, or you just never know what to expect as you progress at the varsity level. But a couple years from now or next year, they should be settling just fine, if not later this year.
Yeah, I like the body style that Pollock has here. She's going to have to shoot the ball. I don't think she knew where she was and did not have the awareness of what the clock was doing and put the ball down and she had a couple more seconds on the clock. I think she'd have double dribbled because she picked it up and then got a little frustrated.
As time expired, but she's the only one really handling the ball for them, and at least somebody's comfortable enough to, dribble up, take on the double team, the full court press, and to find the open man. And, they've struggled at times with that, but she's getting better at it.
At the end of 3 quarters, Woodinville on top of Snohomish, 49-16. You're listening to STSPN.com. We got another one right after this. Following, it is the Jackson Timberwolves 4A Wesco South. They'll take on the Everett Eagles from the 3A division of Wesco. That ought to be a barn burner. That should be the marquee. That one is in bright lights outside Snohomish Gymnasium. That's got a couple of kids on that are going places. And when we say that, I mean it's college level basketball.
Mm-hmm. Some of the top scorers in each of their leagues coming into play, and it'll be an exciting matchup.
And we got one to finish here. We just start the 4th quarter. Snohomish will bring the ball in. Of course, they're without their leading scorer right now, Callie Harwood, who's on the bench with 5 fouls. But at this point in time, it's about other things. You're trying to get experience for a lot of these kids. It's a non-league game. It doesn't matter as far as district seeding goes. If you're Snohomish right now, you've got to teach some things if you're a coach. You got to learn some things if you're a player and get better because league is right around the corner.
Yeah, one of the main things is Pollock to bring the ball up. That'll be crucial. Starting off this game, when we were watching earlier, it was, we didn't know who was their main go-to dribbler, their guard in general. So to see somebody step up and to try to take on that role it's a move in the right direction for Snohomish, and it'll be exciting to see how they progress and what they look like towards the end of the season.
Armbruster with her 4th personal foul will exit with 7:27 to go 4th quarter. And, of course, we've talked about this before the ball game. There's an offensive foul on a screen that was not set quite correctly by Tiersma, her first personal foul. But we talked about Woodville really not really sure who was going to bring the ball up for them. They got a couple of good guards, and, of course, Midori McElwee being the main contributor for Woodinville, as Snohomish cannot find pay dirt.
Good possession, though. Madeline Smith in the post. What I like to see, the biggest player on the court in the post, working on her post moves, and it's looking good. The score might not project that, but Madeline in the post, Pollock again bringing the ball up, playing without their best player, learning what they have to do to generate offense and stops. There's Madeline again in the post.
They had her there, but she didn't take a look at the basket. She certainly had good position, I thought. And there's a turnover handed right to Ramirez. There's the step around there. That won't fall. 6:18 to go, 4th quarter. Lady Falcons on top of the Lady Panthers. And there's a short corner jump shot. Can't get that to go. Smith with the offensive rebound and put back. Madeline Smith.
Using her height to her advantage. Got an easy offensive rebound and 2 points.
Dribble drive into the corner. Kick out. Of course, a lot of substitutes into the ball game right now and getting some good minutes. And with Woodinville having such great success over the last couple of years, of course, they were 15-7 last season, did not make the state tournament. They're led by a pretty darn good guard.
Kim Frost?
Yeah, that's right.
Kim Frost, she real tenacious guard, nice shooter, pick and pop, and could really create. So it doesn't really look like they need her tonight, but as they progress and face different teams, and as they head towards the playoffs, she could be a player that they're really missing down the stretch, and it'll be exciting to see what Woodinville can do without one of their best players leaving as a senior last year.
Seniors come and go, that's for sure, but that's a tough one to replace. But I thought Midori McElwee showed how she can play, and of course Tynan Gable was out there bringing the ball up. You got Samid Keogh, who plays more like the 4.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely was comfortable with the basketball, so it's almost you have an all-league guard like a Kim Frost. It's almost by committee this year.
Yeah, and one thing that teams have to do to keep it looks like, to keep in games with Woodinville is to keep their guards and that Kim Frost play style out of the paint.
.5:22 to go here in the ball game. And then a turnover. Snohomish is in not bad shape. I mean, you look down the schedule, and the fact that they've already beat Mount Vernon, they've already beat Lake Stevens. Of course, both those teams are down just a little bit. But you're 2-0 in league, and you're playing a game that's only going to make you better against a team that is going to go somewhere. You would think the second in the league, the Woodinville Falcons. Great hustle by Bernadette Bierman. Bierman, the junior, hustling down, almost got the pick 6 there. And Burnson back in will replace Pollock.
It'll be interesting to see who takes the ball up now. You know, maybe coach is trying to find a different ball handler, or to have somebody else work on their ball handling as they pick up the steal.
Shaylee on the right-hand side, dribble out of bounds. Burnson right back in the ball game. Just a whole head of steam. Kind of out-kicked her coverage just a little bit.
She was playing a little over her head, but, you know, it's good to see towards the end of the game. Still that energy, that, you know, trying to get better each and every possession.
Gable will check in for Woodinville at the next break. Smith almost had another block. Smith, only a sophomore, has been impressive.
She should be good. For being only a sophomore, she has, you know, a lot of work to do, a lot of the game to recognize and just to feel for it in general. But, you know, what she showed so far, obviously, real tall, gets good blocks, can rebound, can, you know, get some post moves, and she'll be real good.
Ramirez hit the last bucket for Woodinville. Here's the pump fake and the drive. Mock. That's another good look.
Nice little pump fake and drive to the baskets. You know what they've been missing most of the game.
And all the varsity athletics, so much of it is about being hungry for playing time, and now's your opportunity if you're coming off the bench for both of these teams, really. Although
playing time and confidence. Confidence always a big one. For your shots, for defense, for help side, and just everything. Confidence is key in everything, but especially right now, hustle, confidence, and you know, just that mindset that anything you do right now won't go against you, and you know, just trying your best to see what you really can do without that, you know, worry in the back of your mind that you might get pulled or whatever.
Right now, Snohomish feeds the big down low. Now the kick out, Shaylee with it. She'll go up, right hand off the glass. Smith with the offensive putback and the foul. Madeline Smith will head to the line and try to get 3 through the three-point play, and it's taken a little while, but Snohomish seems to be settling in. And of course, you've got to understand that it's against the second team of Woodinville also, but there's some substitutes in there for Snohomish. It's not like it's all the number 1 squad against the all number 2. They're definitely having to work hard for each bucket, and game getting a little more respectable, 51-25 with 3:19 to go here in the ball game. There's the shot, and she got it. Madeline Smith, 5 in the half, has 7 for the game. And we'll go anchor the paint now on defense.
I believe she has 5 in the post now in the fourth quarter alone. So, you know, if she can really figure out how to work it in down there, and somebody can drive and create for her and them, they can get a little inside-outside game going and really create a new identity for them and as they continue to go.
And notice what she's doing on defense against Tiersma. I mean, not just on the offensive side. We talked about how important a body like Smith is down low and getting it down to her on the offensive side, but she has really created some trouble for the offense down low on defense, and she's done that by blocking the basketball. You saw how she can alter shots. She's gotten, 5, 6, 7. I've lost count. We don't have stats up here, but you just go back through the game in your mind. She's got to have at least half a dozen. And there, on the defensive side, as soon as Tiersma turned into her and realized that big body was there, was forced to kick the ball out. So she can maintain her ground.
Yeah, she could be a definite force on both sides of the paint, on offense and defense. She can figure out how to work with another post player or just create for herself down there. And Kaylee can, hopefully finish out a game in the fourth quarter, not get frustrated, and that would be a nice dynamic duo as they continue their high school careers.
Bierman with a foul for Snohomish sends McElwee to the line, and her shot is good, and 4 points for Midori. She's the one I jinxed earlier, I believe. Otherwise, I think Woodinville rather is perfect. I'm going to have to just keep my mouth shut, Corey. That's the way that's going to be the rest of the way, or I'm going to start hearing from people.
Man, it's unlucky. You just jinxing all the free throws, but they played pretty well. I'm pretty sure they won't have to run any lines for missed free throws or anything like that. But
nice shot on the skip pass, as Pollock can't get it to fall. Now another long lead pass it goes past the end line and out of bounds. Pollock giving chase. Hamilton had an easy right-hand lay-in if she's able to bring it down, but McElwee just a little over the top of her head. Here's a Gable steal, and now a collision at half court. And I think the referees...
by Bernadette there.
Absolutely, and I think right now the referees just want the last 2:17 to end as well. They're being very, very careful with the whistles, and there's a easy foul to call. The dribble drive down the lane in traffic results in a foul call.
There's Pollock again, practicing her dribbling.
Gable with the foul, her second. And right now with 2 minutes, obviously nobody in dire emergency foul trouble. Woodinville spreading it around. Only, Gable and Campbell have 2 apiece. Everybody else with 1. Pollock can't hit the free throw.
You didn't jinx him that time.
Nope, didn't say a word. Kept my mouth shut. Notice how I learned it that way? There's a pick by Shaylee Harwood. Off of Campbell to the right-hand side of the rack. No, can't get it to fall. Harwood has 2 speeds, I think. It's fast and faster. Right there, she slipped into the faster gear and didn't quite go off the glass like she thought it would be. And missed the opportunity for a lay-in. 27-52 the score with $1:52 to go. Here's Smith. Drop step on that right-hand side to the glass. Score it.
That was a real nice drop step, and playing great in the post right now. 7 points for all in the fourth quarter here. 9 total on the game. She can, have complete games like this. She could be up there with the league leaders.
Campbell steps on the end line. Snohomish will get the ball back with $1:33 to go. And you talk about confidence, and the reason you keep playing these ball games after, honestly, this thing was over with about 4 minutes into the ball game, is for people like Madeline Smith, where you've got a chance to really instill some confidence, and even Bierman, who's come out and played with a lot of confidence herself.
Mm-hmm. And it's tough when you have players like Callie, who, obviously frustrated. She leaves the game in foul trouble. It's, it wasn't too detrimental to the team. Players outside of her decided to step up, and they played real well without their star player.
Here comes Campbell in transition. Throws it up front to McElwee, who throws it off the glass, no good. Now there's a 2-on-1 break. Long lead pass. Shaylee will finally slow down just to take the right-handed lay-in, and
got the easy bucket.
Harwood with 6 points. Shaylee Harwood. 54 seconds to go here in the ball game. Midori, right-hand dribble, takes the spin move right to the glass. No, a little dump underneath. Tiersma has it bounce around. Midori still fighting for the basketball. From the very tip of the game, has not.
When you're done, hit stop, record, stop, run.
Has not given up. She has been go, go, go from the very beginning. 33 seconds to go. Snohomish with an opportunity now. A foul call. Hannah Burnson will go to the line. Burnson is not without hustle. It just doesn't quite have that basketball finesse yet.
So it'll come slowly but surely.
.9 seconds to go. Second free throw in and out. And now Woodinville will bring it up with the last 30 seconds to go here. Woodinville will play Monroe tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. McElwade loses it against the double team. Smith dives on the basketball. Finally gets rid of it to Shaley. Now long lead pass. 2-on-1 break with the right hand. No good on that left-hand side. Bierman tried to use the offhand. Does not fall. At the buzzer, no, and that is it. 52-31, the final. Snohomish finally gets some offense going after only having 10 points. Managed just to put up 21 in the second half, out bettering their first half output by 100%. But it was a little too late for the Panthers today.
It took them too long to get started, but it's definitely a game to learn from. Pollock is their dribbler, hopefully from now on, and they learn to play without their star player. So as their league games come into play, and if they do have to play without their star player, they know who they can go to and what things they can do and they can't do without their starters on the floor.
It was hard to get a sense of who the dominant player, the go-to player for the Falcons today, because they were so quick to score, so quick to get ahead by bunches in this ball game. But you got to look to Aaron Hamilton, who came out of the 10 points right off the bat. He did not score again in the ball game, but did not score in the second half. But she sat a lot. She didn't have to play. But when the offense started for the Falcons, it sure looked like that's who they were trying to get the ball to, is Aaron Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, she was always out in front on transition, and they were ready. A lot of turnovers created, and their team in general was just nice, sound. Nobody was the real star of today. It was a nice team effort, and everybody was, pretty even across the board.
Looked like everybody got on the board. They got into the ball game for the Falcons. If I'm looking up and down my roster correctly here, McElwee with 4 points, Hamilton with 10, Tynan Gable 3, Saban Keogh with 4, Mackenzie Campbell with 12, Emily Spencer with 2, Rachel Schenk with 4, Madison Ramirez 2, Keenan Tiersma with a single free throw, but she made the list, and Gabby Phillips with 7. So well-rounded, well-executed ball game. Good game plan coming into this one by Scott Bullock and company, the Woodinville Falcons. And, of course, they've got Eastlake right above them. Their only loss to date has been to Eastlake 56-65. And you got them a couple more times. Hard to judge, really, what the Falcons have to do, what they're up against and what their weaknesses are, because we really didn't get a chance to see any the way the game progressed through the first and second quarters of today's game.
I think that if you're going to do one thing, it's just to maintain their defense. That was really their strong point of today, and it's what helped them out to that big lead in the first half. And, if they can maintain that and generate a bunch of turnovers like they did, they'll be tough to beat.
Hannah Burtson had 3 points. Callie Harwood with 6. Madison Pollock with 2. Madeline Smith turned around 2, 4, 6, 7 points there in the second half. Had 9 to finish the ball game, who led the scoring for the Panthers. Ailey Armbruster with 2 points. Shaylee Harwood with 6. And Mariah Mock put in a nice runner toward the end of the ball game there for 2 points for the Snohomish Panthers. And as we mentioned, next up, Monroe. Tomorrow for the Woodinville Lady Falcons, 5:45 start for that one. And the early game tomorrow will be Snohomish versus Everett, a 2 p.m. tip-off here at Snohomish High School. And I've got to mention, Corey, that the game we're going to do here to kind of put the stamp of lady basketball, tournament basketball, should be the Everett Seagulls against the Jackson Timberwolves, the game that's coming up next on STSPN. That one we're looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. Not that this game wasn't exciting. Definitely was. But to see, some of the top scorers in the league, to see what, this league has to offer will be exciting. And for the fans to be out here watching two of the top scorers and many more than that. I believe 4 of the top 11 scorers in the West Coast 4A will be playing for Jackson tonight. So, yeah, it'll be a great game, and it'll be fun to see.
Jackson ranks 7th, or as high as 6th in the state rankings a couple of weeks ago. Have taken a fall since then, but it's certainly worthy of being up toward the top crust of the 4A division statewide. And, of course, the same league, you want to look at the Wesco 4A South Division, the number 1 ranked in the state and 13th nationally. The Linwood Royals occupy the first spot right above them in the Wesco division. So it's not only a good basketball team, but you've got a very tough division that you're going to have to fight through. And, of course, the Edmonds Woodway Warriors in the second spot in that division. Of course, 4A Wesco South beat Jackson earlier. So it's a dogfight down there in those ranks, and I think the game tonight against some very good 3A basketball players in the Everett Seagulls. And, of course, you've got a couple of go-to gals on the Jackson Timberwolves. It should be nothing short of exciting here at Snohomish High School. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
So we'll bring it on after a quick break here on STSPN. You've just got done watching the Woodinville Lady Falcons put the loss to the Snohomish Panthers by a score of 52-31. We hope you've enjoyed being along. We've certainly have had a lot of fun bringing it to you. Keith Neely saying good nights for a bit alongside Corey Sullivan. We hope you'll be back for the tip-off here at 5:45 is the tip-off between the Jackson Timberwolves and the Everett Seagulls. And we will be along for the call in just a moment. For now, good night.